silsil mora arogul adaloreng saracho malmsaule Salvador la kora o tiara teletele al urgide al tutau di boku ai solo sengaringi amal tugubet lo kya lo bangide el angal ani ada go mesengi ada Australia ma ada huriping usul time Salvador entre ngaringi angel ambasador ta iskanga Rusia merbela adire gel me tuobdra al program mdibo do mu dik pok tu bebi ram klo tu telel ais la bluat era tel nombre kel tal Sunday en malbetok makti go di mok puigel mal maklo mang sel a kot klo ais Salvador tirkel adad el mlorakwam el ngara dar tamadrengel apto ai kel stal blu maklo government trigid el blom tol de an rilo da kwam el girela tial lui club sera a do guritrigid naringira kotel sils el albuira angrul mude el ai en gloringira kwam sa sapadong ra ai emil ko singila wi mang amral klot trel adr belaul mliwe krab lul adl uldim kwam makida ulde warmud el kirel mal klot goilen alum emraga digid el mreter digid bukra bluad ding ngaringi sil kuk to gol waseng mal botoga audo de spende tigal ade sel ge sang angara dart mo gimel telael mur el dart telael udo dra buable el spend tigal adra kwam mamle shotar tir buktara til au atra mondail boto saudri ruriuling di tilkibul ko dir gorgen di klot tel to aset tamlom to tira adal el oengra tel lugi club sergit mang tirgal ada state Salvador te go segem ngai malo bendia ke engaringa ngarap ada kal metro ai sanga kal wasi sera tal sandera u era a kotul ke singila otru el bui le tigilak mal tolu do tirgal governors tingila tal telal e meldar tolu do national government auto del momsor te lu club sei e mergo a bek state tangila el ludo ngara green fee el gogotriol ngilo emol state tamle $18,000 mengemal menaria ududir mau amane klo omrail di guk tingilai audo dem lo mashor tel elungi club sei meng em di guk til bolwai sei gide embergo ongerunga sel yula simra olbiak lula se ongerulur meng kadala mengelo sa dia kak maluror sel ngaria ma simra olbiak lula di temo ngaria okya gartir el shotar tim modadu sel mal tigel a mirsara TV almut mo mesengi ingel dat alengel ambassador a Taiwan ra house en loblok tak modadu lulu aisa rexida longlet maigel ngaseu maudo de blal oita Taiwan ra blur belau ek mal betok mang direk mal tia Taiwan mal salid interesting aurir seigi dem laringi sel blungura tiagi drung club sera Taiwan leng mom seng dart me ai rak sera bol lilak blue celdo 70 em laringira Malaysia emrugo ngia a eli segi del silsel October 10 em laringia sel ora dire un ceremony malum ng sel laringira aga congress ra temlo tebdi sel el resolution es el lomsang el guía chairman rabord ra 5 o en maria blungurma ya moto seguid el Ngirmang artian el mrenga solera el aikil ngaseu blal biskit seguid el hospital a Taiwan al amlang usutira ada bela mal betogol betogol edel tela el ad sel masim el giret gegid el ada sa seguid el tangak le temasail adra blul adang ilo amlang mayo musegid el tangak el mo honorary citizen belau se maklo tel toe tipo do ngelo single adang aringia aloro ringil blai el medra singong hospital ra Taipei mlau tabdi sel lo ngai libel sel floor ngai floral mora kidra ada belau ya gurrenga sel wasengaria ora alda du ora se la sebil me ngo seur gidem go ura bes hospital bela mangungil to ese sel singonga de hospital a Salvador insurance mangaria molertir mangaria stortir mangaria apartment tir to ga shobartir Maklol traigel meraul kumbalira a Taiwan. Eguk o ngasireng El Salvador le te ko sa ko kumlara para may bresel ngaringia. Adasiabal se kukluy me imrakado atong ledikin adasiabal am letiang mar soldar tirang artiar el alsils
nangira mayon katsura
Maria ma wadim lagi sekarang kum le record ringi ma kol sigar ka di ngakablas alungil oti sel ku tulong legi ma adasiabal mal el mring le mal makal mal sisil adasiabal temlo mudadu emlo matigel general tirang akatingol mestira ar soldado ngarbab soldar asiabal el mudadu
dirge dilo mudong mu defense force
self defense force
le siabala de alguere lo soldado
ai se
dingere ngarngil mesab akter tire merko
ai se emlaria ladu ma vice president tablo plom tergid el mo mudadu ol tesel kuk sisi el dronglet emlaringia ol hotel wa karate ma litak lama arada taigong mal mleungil pel program tara malol kori ada siabal sel lo dingra gel emperor mlerigida mlertiarsa 2015 mergong kam dengelo sem lo modar sel klol tengah klimlora abili cuarte uribre de bili cuarte en San Salvador o mdengelilo asing adang esar di sil tengah klimloringi sel na emperor siabal sel dulo asing highest order of
rising sun
ngani sil ngakras abal lo top de gobernador mortigel ada emperor mortigel adra ngod el blulat el ngani to kubet de li malum de leonartina mora siabal gal reverend cuarte amle minister of school education lo minister of state to kagir rule lo makadalong letim ada siabal momsisi ese alme emperor sa 2014 ay amle minister of state dirili sigid lo moral manongil mang gigid blol ngusile sen aging sasang rasil kora amam dal liwak ngima ayel ngilal mom bergdini mang ay gigida kukam klol aisel dilo prapluat ngaringi sil klol el aisel tilo drengel el buigra financial el ngilo a business license la yalo soko la gildo sing internet gaming el mua license mergo eto tubdi traurngil morara drasina eto nam tigringim tem lastobringi msegi del tola tara ko klol to ko ligel ko tial bulu ap to kawil to ko ngaringi ndi ko karegele egel milisbek marara ambrung to ko mergo ya era bodo mura program rigi de tikal lo kagargi ngani ab esem nera di komal di iblogam de mil giresel sibunga tebelara mandele moto el gire la a coins egel ngara la rul mogol tama a silver el ultrau el 3500 ta ai ba segel blue la gold tama 2500 egel blue la silver el girel tial el lui meim raglak tulto kurichrig tomudo sen commemorative coins
mai gen de kamiwa ngani au dudiwa mom ar
di aktol tra tarablu di diakdo ngelen guk mod atigingir mal ukrti mde gaul de sedel el mesra internet de guk to selol to de internet mo tigingir mde sedel madangi maka mal mod ora dingam mesel tutara mande kak mal dingul me misira blue bela okay. So now, we are honored to have two gentlemen here from two different countries, but they are members of one organization, of which I'm very proud and honored to announce that I'm also associated with them. And we have from Australia, the big island down there, Mr. Greg Stone, and then from our neighbor Philippines, Mr. Julius, how do you pronounce your last name?
Malicdem.
Malicdem. So I just asked them show their names, but they can introduce themselves. So this program, as you know, Mr. Salvador was speaking in Palawan. For the purpose of this program is to support and strengthen the right of Palawan people to know what's going on in their society and in their government, and they also the right to express themselves, to speak, and then the right of the media to obtain information and then spread it and inform the people. That's the purpose of this program. It's been going on for 4 years, and it's a difficult struggle, you know. So you're here, and we Palawans, whenever foreigners come to our shores, we always say, are they coming as friends or enemies? And also we always question, even when you are in your house, somebody comes, you say, what's his purpose? Why is he coming here? And what is he going to get from me? And what am I going to get from him? Okay, yes. So you're here, and what's your mission here?
Okay,
start with you, Greg.
Yes, sure. So I'm Greg Stone. I'm Secretary General of the Universal Peace Federation here in the Oceania region. Yes, what we've come here over the next 2.5 months, because we're part of a team preparing for the Asia Pacific First Ladies Summit for Peace in 2019. So we're working together with the First Lady of Palau, Honourable Debbie Remengesau, and the Office of the President, and we're going to put on a summit from the 9th to the 12th of December, and our aim is to bring 15 to 20 First Ladies from the Asia Pacific region. This is current First Ladies, and you know, their husbands are head of state or head of government, and we also will aim to bring 200 representatives from Palau, from Society of Palau, and 200 overall international participants. So the summit will be held at the Amiong Cultural Centre, and it will be followed by a big interfaith family festival and a big youth rally. So these are the 3 major events which we're preparing for. We have a team at the moment of about 12 on island, and our office is just up MJ Restaurant, just in the main street, so people can come along and see us, and most welcome. And but we'll be building up to maybe 30, even 50 people as we get closer.
Mr. Stone, are you? Can you explain yourself? Who are you? I mean, are you a church minister or a regular citizen of Australia, or what?
Yes, I'm a citizen of Australia. I'm a 5th generation Australian, and I live in Sydney. And with my wife, Japanese. She's Japanese and have 6 kids. But my background is that I have been a church pastor with Unification Church. I was the national director for 6 years in Australia of that church. But then I moved into the interfaith arena. So the UPF is a gathering of people of all faiths, because what we believe as unificationists is that God's will and God's heart is beyond denominationality and even beyond religion, because God wants one family under God. This is the mission.
And you have been in Palau before? I
have been here for 3.5 years. I was the director for the Micronesian region, based here in Palau for 3.5 years. That was 2004 to 2008.
And okay, before I ask you that heavy question, let me give you a chance to explain yourself first.
Yes, first I would like to thank Palau Wave Radio, and my greetings to all the listeners here. I am Julius Malicdem. I'm from the Philippines, and currently I'm also part of the Universal Peace Federation as the Regional Director for Southeast Asia, handling 11 nations. But I am here in Palau to also support the preparation for this coming first ever Asia Pacific First Ladies Summit this December 9 to 11. And we're very excited for that. This is the first time that we're doing this kind of summit, bringing in the mothers of the nations, representing the nation, the first ladies. And I feel like the best place to hold it is here in Palau. because especially one of the main issues. By the way, the theme of this summit is addressing the critical challenges of our time, and then interdependence, mutual prosperity, and universal values. So one of the major topics that will be tackled during this summit will be more on the sustainability of our climate, addressing the issues of climate change, and on which I think Palau is a model for that for the rest of the world. So the rest of the world have a lot of things to learn just coming here in Palau. So I think it will be a great summit, and UPF is very excited to have it here in Palau.
Correct. Can you just kind of explain summarize the purpose of UPF and what are the areas? I mean, peace is such a big word, right? So when you say peace, you think about stopping of wars. And Mr. Sadoy was saying that there seems to be a lot of organization and even government talking about peace, but the world is exploding, in wars all over the place. But that's also like national wars, but also we have wars in the clans and in the families. Here in Palau, we have, I don't know, you look at the newspaper yesterday, we have, two richest men fighting each other over title here, and then families suing each other over land, over money. And I mean, so can you explain to, because when you say peace, so in at the grassroots level or at the, how do you translate the purpose of your organization?
Very good question. Thank you. So the way that Universal Peace Federation tackles the issue of peace is that we see that peace cannot begin on the community or even the national world level unless there's peace within the individual heart and mind. So we see that the root of peace is actually spiritual. We need to unite our mind and body as individuals. We need to unite our families. We need to have the proper order within our families. So the relationship between husband and wife and parents and children, there needs to be love and respect, responsibility. So for us, one of our key programs is to strengthen and develop the love and sanctity of the family centered on God. The other thing is we believe that God is not so interested in theological denominational divisions or, this is really the minds of men. God is interested in us becoming virtuous, living according to His will and His love, loving each other, and establishing one family under God, which is His original intention in creating us. So we work very much into faith. So the main principles,
but that's the purpose of all religions. I mean, those they teach us in the church, Salvador. I mean, it teaches in your church, in our church. I mean, talk about love, about all this. So what does UPF? Is it the church or what? It looks like what the churches in Palau are doing that,
No, this is very true. So we have deep respect for church, but sometimes the issue is connected with the right priorities. So, for example, one of the projects of UPF is how do the political leaders and the religious leaders and even the traditional leaders relate properly in order to create peace? So the model we use is like the conscience. So each one of us has a conscience given to us by God. The agent, the voice of God is our conscience. So our conscience should lead us, direct us towards the good. And our body should be in harmony, with our mind and our conscience to do the good. So the political leaders need to listen to the voice of conscience of the religious leaders. It's the same model on a national level. So if that order is not there, how can we have peace? We need to do it within ourselves, within our families, and within our nations and within our world. And then that is the way to peace. So, that's, I guess, the unique approach that we take. Yeah.
But let me so UPF is not a religious organization. It's not a government organization. It's not a business organization. It's a non-government, non-profit organization created or offshoot of Unification Church of Korea
Yeah.
to spread the word of peace and family unity and all that. So
Absolutely.
I want to make a distinction.
The Universal Peace Federation aims to expand the vision of the founders, because if we just focus on religious foundation, it's not enough, because basically we exist like spirit and body. So when we deal with external issues, sometimes even sometimes if your faith is okay but no food to eat, so that's why there are still like external issues that need to be addressed. That's why working with the government, working with the civil society, different like external organizations. And so the Universal Peace Federation was established in 2005 basically to work together with the existing institutions, whether it be the faith-based organizations, whether it be the NGOs or the governments. So it's like it expands the vision. So now we are like partnering with different sectors and stakeholders, everybody who thinks that peace is still possible. And then because there are already many organizations and religious and faith-based organizations who have been doing this. But what is important is how we can unite together and bring the commonality of our vision, and then move forward together cooperatively, and then work collaboratively together. And that is why, since 2005, Universal Peace Federation have been working, especially, for example, with the United Nations. In fact, just a year ago, the Universal Peace Federation is in a consultative status. Now it's in the general consultative status under the United Nations, because we feel that United Nations cannot do it by itself. So we already have very strong organizations, faith-based organizations, non-government organizations, civil society, and governments are already doing this. So, but what is important is now how we can work collaboratively and work for the common good. And this summit aims to do that, highlighting the best practices in this nation of Palau and how other nations can learn from it. So this is how the vision of Universal Peace Federation has expanded. So it's more like a movement of people who believe that, like as Dr. Greg is talking about conscience, because basically everybody wants to live in a good way, right? So in a good government, everybody wants good family, good society, but somehow still a lot of challenges. We call it like critical challenges that sometimes we cannot do it alone. So that's the aim of this movement. Work together.
I like to clarify that because I'm a Catholic. Salvador is a Protestant evangelist, and you guys. So I don't want Palau listeners to think, aha.
Yes.
Greg and Julius are there trying to convert us to Unification Church of Reverend Moon, who's passed away. Because when Reverend Moon was here, he spoke at Mayong. I was one of the those who helped, and we were sitting there.
Yes.
And then they were, I don't know whether they're evangelist or Methodist or what. Some young fellows were with the signs demonstrating outside, protesting. and then the Palauans were telling me, that's a cult. This Moon is a leader of a cult in Korea and all that. And then the media came up with his history in jail in U.S. and all these things that been written so bad about Unification Church. So I think it's clear, Salvador, that my own research and participation in the activities, it's not a church.
Yes.
And it's a movement.
It's a movement.
It's a non-profit movement.
Yes.
And it's in almost every country in the world. And they have programs
196 chapters around the world.
And they have programs in sports. They have programs with politicians, political leaders, doctors,
interfaith,
students, youth,
all sectors basically.
So in a nutshell, if you can state, if you say your fingers, what's the purpose of program? Peace and what? Family? Can you cite?
So really the basic principles of UPF 1 is that we need to affirm God as the first base, because we are children of God. God is the origin and root of peace. Secondly, that the moral and spiritual heritage is critical. So we have deep respect for all the faith traditions. Thirdly, the family. The family is the school of love, the school of peace, and the school of moral teaching. And And the other one is living for the sake of others. All the faith traditions teach we need to live for the sake of others, go beyond ourselves, sacrifice for the other person in need. And these are the basic, simple tenets. We have people who are Muslim and Hindu and, you know, Buddhist and Christian, and they are all ambassadors for peace. Ambassadors for peace, like Honourable Moses is an ambassador for peace, but he's a Catholic. And we'd never think of converting him because this is his root, this is his mother, this is his love, you know. Why should we do that? We're talking about something much bigger. Yeah, one family under God.
You know, Greg, it seems like you're going around the world trying to spread the word of peace, trying to convince the leaders that they're the ones who can, you know, make the peace around the world. And at the same time, you mentioned that they have to have that love from within in order to accomplish that. But if they don't have the intimate relationship with God, how do you go about, you know, making them understand, like this First Lady, first kind of summit that you're going to hold this coming December? What do you expect to happen at that time?
Yeah, it's not easy, but actually we can create a model here in Palau. In fact, we will also be having a Asia Pacific Summit in Phnom Penh in Cambodia this coming November, and we are also preparing for that. And this is also working together with the government of Cambodia, as hosted by the Prime Minister Hun Sen. And he said this is a model how the government and civil society can work for a common purpose, and that's not easy actually. So that's why he said that maybe there will be challenges, but at the same time, if we can do it, we can pull it off, then this is a model. And what we will also do here in Palau is like a model of the government, civil society working together, addressing the common critical challenges. So I think there's a way it can be done, but it has to start somewhere. Yes.
And in the participation of Palaus in this organization, but you've been here before. It's a long time, right? And there's many Palauan leaders who've taken part in the conference all over the world, you know, like many, I think Palau has over like 20 ambassadors of peace, you know, right? You know, but we come from, we stick to our own religious group organizations, and so, I mean, it's different, you know. I'm an organizer, and right there, and a politician, is a traditional chief. There's always kind of very distinction. Church, this is a province or jurisdiction of church. This is a province of government. This is a responsibility of these different entities, and they don't mix. But it looks like this UPF kind of put, like some of our meetings, when I go there, I see like Russian Orthodox, and I see like Muslim priests, and I see Catholic bishops, and I see all from practically every religion on earth participating in the conference. I said, what kind of organization is this, you know?
You know, that's what the Bible says. When the end is near,
Yes.
you're going to see all these organizations and nations of the world trying to find a way to make peace.
Yes.
Would you say we can see peace?
But let me ask you two gentlemen. I mean, I know one of the things about Reverend Moon is this performing marriage of thousands of couples. And so first, I mean, is this part of movement of getting different people in the world, different race, different ethnic, to intermarry? Is this part of like making peace? And I know you're married to a Japanese woman.
Yes.
You did not know her before, right?
No.
And I don't know whether you married a Japanese, oh? So how you know?
Yeah.
Just how did you guys get married to this?
Well, this is because Father Moon's idea of bringing one family under God. We have to break down the barriers that divide the human family, the race.
It starts
the
with
religion.
husband and wife.
And it starts with husband and wife. My dad and my mum both fought for Australia in the Air Force against the Japanese, which were attacking Australia during the Second World War. He was in the Air Force. He fought in Papua New Guinea. My wife's family was on the other side, and just 70 kilometres from Hiroshima, where the bomb went off. So we were enemies. One generation earlier, now both sides love the grandchildren. The grandchildren visit both, with love. So this kind of way is the quickest way to break down.
It's a shortcut to peace.
It's a shortcut to peace.
Starts with husband and wife.
It starts right there.
So in terms of this movement is also members are strong in Australia and also in the Philippines, right?
Yes.
That's right.
And I know former speaker.
Yes.
The Vencia is also a prominent leader of this organization.
Yeah, former speaker Jose de Venecia is currently the co-chairman for International Association of Parliamentarians for Peace, which is around 5,000 member parliamentarians all around the world. And it's quite a pride for the Philippines to have him as the international chairman.
I know our active woman senator Udo Senior is participate in your organization, and some of our senators like Joel Toribio, former senator, a lot of our leaders, even Johnson Toribio, and First Lady Devi participate in the organization in the last 10 years in different forums and activities around the world. So gentlemen, we are coming to an end, and because we have a little short time, and our next guest is coming from the Russian Federation, which I'm sure I see in the internet. I've received programs in Russia, so I'm going to ask them, what's your status over there? And anyway, we thank you for coming to this show, and since you're going to be here for the next 2.5 months, probably some of your leaders, organizers will be invited again to kind of elaborate on the detail of this conference, because, by the way, I'm 40-some. I've been in politics and news media for over 4 years. I have never seen a summit or a meeting of first ladies around the world, or in any Pacific region or Asian region, because wives of president and prime ministers belong to the kitchen of their home. So, but I mean, this is something very interesting, and in my mind I'm thinking, what the heck are you guys going to do with these first ladies, these women in Palau? Anyway, it's an honor for me to. This program has been going on for 4 years, and we're very honored to have you as our guest. And we don't say goodbye. In Palau, we say yes. Mauri later, until later.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.